cool. Oh, it's all blue, bop, beat up, bot up, lighting blue.
Woo!
Wow.
Still a
That
rush.
is so cool. This is so cool. This video is sponsored by DC Studios Showcase, the official podcast. More on them very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one that Coy and I have been very much looking forward to. Now, I've seen this twice, Coy.
That's
I'm letting you know up front.
crazy.
First time I watched it, hated it. And then it was
like everyone else.
it was like Napoleon Dynamite for me. I thought about it, and I was like, I might actually love what they did. and then I watched it again, and I was like, you know what? I'm on board.
I loved it from jump, and then everyone hated it, and I felt very alienated, and then it made $1 billion, and I went, okay, so maybe people are just loud.
Yeah.
This was one of my first experiences with fandom where I was like, you know what? Sometimes people are loud and wrong. Iron Man 3, I think, is incredible. This kicks off Phase 2. It is a Shane Black joint, one of my favorite writer-directors. I'm very excited for this experience.
Me too, brother. Me too. Let's have some fun.
A famous man once said, "We create our own demons." Who said that? What does that even mean? Doesn't matter. I said it because he said it. So now he was famous and it basically getting said by two well-known guys.
It's literally the two tones, that opening shot and the dialogue.
Yeah, it's Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with Iron Man.
Yo, listen up, here's the story.
And then a millennial anthem.
Setting you in the time period.
And himself and everybody around, 'cause you listen.
I think it's the Mandarin twist that people had a hard time adjusting.
Which is snarky.
Yeah.
Look at that beautiful man.
I gave a speech. How was it? Edifying.
Unintelligible. Really? My research, but I'm not going to show you my town.
Mr. Stark,
Yinsen!
Star of the town, Jensen!
I would like to introduce you to our guest, Dr. Wu,
Oh, this guy.
Mr. Stark.
Your heart doctor. She's going to need a cardiologist, F.A.
Do you know who I am?
Perhaps another time?
I love that we got a little dose of Jensen.
The old days.
Starts off on Christmas, ends on Christmas.
I'm a big fan of your work.
My work?
Who is it? He needs me.
Well, of course, but tracking your research since year 2 of MIT.
Yeah, we're full. Oh, wow, we made it.
Privately funded think tank called Advanced Idea Mechanics.
Aim!
One to throw away and one to not call.
He was a bigger asshole.
I'm titillated by the notion of working with you. I'm going to try to get my beak wet real quick. You know what I'm talking about?
I'll see you up there.
That's cold.
That's just mean.
If I'm right, we can access the area of the brain that governs repair
Wow.
and chemically recode it.
That's-
Is that, can you not
What?
touch my plant? It's not. She doesn't like it.
She's not like the
Interference
others.
is better. It's cute, but
Leave her ficus alone.
I wonder how much it felt for Jon Favreau to be not directed.
I'm calling it Extremis.
Yeah, I wonder if he had fun getting to be on set, not
Yeah.
be the set.
Yeah.
Revitalization, disease prevention, even limb regrowth.
You're the most gifted woman I've ever met
Wow.
in Switzerland.
That's better. This is what I'm talking about, the glitch.
Have you checked the telomerase algorithm?
The what?
We're good. You're right on me. I made it.
Oh, it looks like Extremis.
It is. It's a proto-Extremis.
Yeah, I don't think I ever quite clocked that it's exactly like it. They establish everything at the top.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those scripts where they say the best movies have, like, the opening scene tells you the movie. And then
Why am
Literally
I
becoming
telling
a
you?
shadow.
Because I had just created demons.
in a bottle?
After a brief soiree in an Afghan cave, I said goodbye to the party scene. These days, I'm a changed man. I'm different now. I'm...
R&D, Robert D.
Robert Downey Jr.
How did you get that cap on your head? You earned it. Hey!
Sir, may I remind you that you've been awake for nearly 72 hours?
Nearly 72 hours.
It's like he runs a YouTube channel. A few years of Marvel. I like living in this movie more than any other, I think.
It's definitely redefining it.
Because it's just got a confident swag that feels like Tony embodied, but it's still sad and human like Tony. Like, it really gets him.
Got the cool layers of his stress levels.
Yeah.
He feels like... You can tell he's like manic.
Right. 72 hours of just science. And, like, he's so broken, but he's so joyous.
Probably a little fast. Slow it down. Slow it down just a little bit.
It's a great mirror to the first film and the escalation. Plus the iron suitcase.
Nice go to you.
Oh, cool. That was awesome.
I'm the best.
And he literally gets spanked for his hubris.
As always, a great pleasure watching you work.
I guess 72 hours is a long time between siestas. Didn't think it could get any worse.
Literally the actual evolution of the suits. All
Yes.
Like,
Then
timeline
I had
order.
to go and turn on the TV.
And that would have been the most.
That's when he happened.
This is gonna be so interesting watching this, knowing who Trevor Slattery
Knowing
is in the
this
MCU
performance,
now.
knowing
Yeah.
that Trevor is doing an actor moment.
Like, especially watching this after Wonder Man.
I consider myself a teacher.
I consider myself a teacher.
America. Ready for another lesson.
I think it's such a good retcon for people that got mad. I think it's a great twist, but it's such a good retcon too.
Till the friendly Cheyenne braves had all gone hunting, waited to attack and slaughter the families left behind. The Ali Al Salam Air Base in Kuwait was attacked. I did that. The soldiers were out on maneuvers. The braves were away.
This hits so different when you have all this extra context of Trevor Slattery now.
It really enhances Wonder Man and this more.
You know who I am. You don't know where I am. And you'll never see me coming.
Now that we seem to be back, let's recap some of the.
Does work on a cool meta way because the trailers were so effective of him, and including those lines, and then you watch like this edited piece of propaganda.
Yeah,
And
that's
like
the point.
they use propaganda to market the movie.
Right.
Yeah, it's
And
good.
he's a physical embodiment of propaganda.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The American people will
I mean, and propaganda.
Yeah.
Same suit, but painted red, white, and blue. Look at that.
New mask, same task.
That's how they'll do it.
Okay, there have been 9 bombings. The public only knows about 3. Nobody can ID a device.
I got a ton of new tech. I got a prehensile suit, catches explosions midair.
It's the last time you got a good night's sleep.
Einstein slept 3 hours a year. Look what he did.
Just make shit up.
It's like 3 hours a year.
Richard doesn't mind. You all right with this? Dick?
Fine with me.
Richard doesn't mind.
I loved you in A Christmas Story, by the way.
Who's actually in the Marvel Universe?
Oh, yeah.
He's an Iron Man and Mysterio.
Tony.
How did you get out of the wormhole?
Sorry.
Whoa, what a visual.
My diagnosis is that you've experienced a severe anxiety attack.
Me?
Come on, man. This isn't a good look. Open up.
Oh, we just parked it with the bikes.
All of that's so Tony, like the arrogance of that, and then the assumption, and then the eyes wide. Like, that's such a beautiful way to show panic attack.
Tony has got them in his basement. They're wearing party hats. This is an asset that we can put to use. What I'm saying is that the human element of human resources is our biggest point of vulnerability. We should start phasing it out immediately.
We've had a rise in staff complaints of 300%. It's not a compliment.
It's not it is a compliment.
Excuse me. Yes. Miss Potts, your 4 o'clock is here.
Did you clear this 4 o'clock with me?
Happy.
Glow up.
Post Memento, Guy Pearce.
Pepper.
Killian? What on earth have you been doing?
5 years in the hands of physical therapists. And please, call me Aldrich.
You were supposed to be issued a security badge.
Happy is okay.
It's very nice to see you, Killian.
Guy Pearce needs to work more.
Hey, guy.
The funny part is, like, Happy is actually correct.
Yeah, like it is a security issue to not have those security badges on.
For these two, yeah.
My think tank now has a little something.
Those are some high pants, Guy Pearce.
Regard the human brain. Wait, hold on. That's the universe. My bad.
See, he has the different Tony mirroring to Hammer.
Exactly.
In such a great,
strangely mimetic,
but he's
more a palatable way.
He's actually competent and actually threatening.
Yeah.
This, you're inside my head. It's a live feed. Come on up. I'll prove it to you.
To shape the brain to look like the universe so smart.
No. Extremis harnesses our bioelectrical potential. This is essentially an empty slot, and what this tells us is that our mind
Our entire DNA, in fact, is destined to be upgraded.
That is cool. Unlike Hammer, I want that.
The potentiality of man.
Hello? Is this for head of security?
You know what happened when I told people I was Iron Man's bodyguard? They would laugh in my face. Now I got a real job. I'm watching Pepper.
What's going on? Fill me in.
So she's meeting up with this scientist, rich guy, handsome. First it was fine, they were talking business, but now it's like getting weird. He's showing her his big brain.
There's one?
Big brain. She likes it.
See? Look at what? You watching them flip the screen.
I'm not a tech genius like you. Just trust me.
I hate to cut you off. Do you have your taser on you?
Why?
I think there's a gal in HR is trying to steal some printer ink.
Nice.
Imagine if you could hack into the hard drive.
At least they gave Happy more to do.
And he's
like,
so good at it.
There's more character.
And he also contextualizes everything outside of them. Like the super friends, the world's changing. Like he is justifiable.
And he's right about everything.
Yeah. But he's so neurotic, we don't believe. They wouldn't believe.
Then, as my father used to say, failure is the fog through which we glimpse triumph.
It's very deep. And I have no idea what it means.
It means you learn from failure, and failure way to success. So
you go through it.
Just think about it, Pepper. How are you, CEO?
You're a smart woman.
Happy.
Car's ready if you're ready to go.
Yes, I just, God, I forgot my other things, so I'm just gonna...
I think this is the start of the samey lighting.
It's got color and saturation, but it does look flatter.
Yeah, I think this is the start of it.
It's not bad yet.
Because like Iron Man 1 and 2 definitely looked better, I think, in terms of lighting.
This one's got like a digital look to it.
Yeah.
But you can, like, the textures are still good, but the flatness is different.
I'm still enjoying the movie a hell of a lot, though.
I'm sorry I'm late. I was, what is that?
You see your Christmas present.
Yes, I did. I don't know how I could have missed.
Oh, he's not in there, right?
No.
Yeah, that's right.
He's
yeah.
pulling a Dr. Manhattan.
Well, actually, it's a good question. I got a
You
team
start
of guys
seeing the
coming tomorrow.
robot
They're gonna blow
behaviors.
out that wall.
Okay.
Feels slightly lot fully in there.
Yeah, the little hollow.
8 without me already on date night?
He was just.
You mean you?
Well, yeah, I just mean we were just hosting you. And yes, I had a quick bite. I didn't know if you were coming home or you were having drinks with Aldrich Killian.
Aldrich Killian? Are you checking up on me? I'm going to bed.
Come on. I'm a piping hot mess. It's been going on for a while. I haven't said anything. Nothing's been the same since New York.
Oh, and that's how they have the heart. He chooses to be vulnerable with her.
Gods, aliens, other dimensions. I'm just a man in a can. The only reason I haven't cracked up is probably because you moved in.
It's crazy because he's like not the superhero.
Yeah, it's Tony.
Threat is imminent, and I have to protect the one thing that I can't live without.
A distraction.
Maybe.
God, he's good.
Relationships are what matter most. And as this franchise continues on, he just gravitates more and more towards this.
I'm going to take a shower.
Okay.
Really, by a point, you get into him in Endgame with having a family. This is what he chooses.
You're going to join me.
Better.
Tony.
Power down.
Fascinating.
I must have called in my sleep. That's not supposed to happen.
They take that heroic Avengers moment, frame it as trauma, and
Yeah.
then take his Iron Man suit and make it threatening to his own well-being.
I want to sleep downstairs. Tinker with that.
Man.
I think watching these close together, you do watch a natural evolution of the relationship, though. Maybe not as like sexually heavy, but they do feel more like a couple that's been together for a while now.
I think it really leaves as time goes on, because I remember that was a huge problem I had with the MCU, and I don't hear yet.
Yeah.
But I remember I do struggle recently, but here it's great still.
Don't say I never did nothing for you.
Thank you.
Huh.
I'm sorry, buddy. What are you doing, buddy? A little movie called The Party's Over, starring you and your junkie girlfriend. Here's the ticket.
No kidding. That doesn't belong to you.
I see some actual grit and blood happening.
One of my favorite theaters.
They blew up the grounds of the Man's Chinese Theater, and they never acknowledge that again.
Not even in Wonder Man, where
Not
they have many
even
scenes
in
set
Wonder
in
Man.
Chinese. The Pompeii effect.
This is such a Shane Black moment.
A little detective moment.
Yeah, like an Act 2 moment.
A
Breaking
clue,
Act
a
2.
clue.
Yeah, but like the explosion happening to like a main hero.
Yeah.
Like, them getting all up.
Yeah, things have to get really bad physically and mentally. All at Christmas.
El Capitan.
Now where they premiere a lot of these.
For a lot of you guys who don't know, they premiere so many of their MCU movies
Right across the street.
Mad Chinese Theater or El Capitan.
And yeah, the Wonder Man premiere was at the El Cap.
They look Chinese. They sound Chinese, but they're actually an American invention. My disciples just destroyed another cheap American knockoff, the Chinese theater.
What a meta thing for the Mandarin to be talking about.
But this season
not
of
being
terror
played by a
is drawing
Chinese
to a
man.
close.
I think he's half Indian.
Worry.
Yeah.
The big
Right?
one is coming. Your graduation.
It's not the same thing.
No, I know, but I'm saying he's Southeast Asian, but he's not Mandarin.
Mind leaving that out?
Sure.
I could have gone for a Fu Manchu. Yeah, I think that would have been.
In 2013.
Yeah, I think people are just too cowardly.
That's to show he thinks it's elegant. One more thing, make sure everyone wears the badges.
He actually pays attention.
That sort of thing. Plus, my guys won't hang with it.
Definitely green screen TV.
It's okay. The heart was there. The heart was there.
Mr. Stark, our sources are telling us that
Oh, it's all blue, bop, beat up, bot it up, lighting blue.
Here's a little holiday greeting I've been wanting to send to the Mandarin. My name is Tony Stark, and I'm not afraid of you. I know you're a coward. So I've decided that you just died, pal. There's no Pentagon, it's just you and me. And on the off chance you're a man,
Well, this is not good.
here's my home address. 10880 Malibu Point.
Wow, now that I'm more mature, slightly.
That's what you wanted, right?
That is just like not good what he did.
It's insane.
Like, I remember being younger, being like, what a badass. And I'm like, this guy's out there saying he's going to murder someone.
Yeah,
Out of
and giving his address
pure
where Pepper
revenge.
lives.
Like, I understand the man should die for sure, but the way he's doing all this is like.
As an Avenger and as a man with a
Terrible.
wife at home.
Okay.
Threatening his whole family and just like encouraging them. All you got to do is get revenge and kill.
One-man
Yep.
leading advisor to the king.
Not badass.
After a child just asked for his autograph.
Lots of pageantry going on here. Lots of theater.
But then again, you do got to murder this guy.
Yeah, right. Like
It's a
there's also an
conflict.
undercurrent of,
Yeah.
well, happy.
No bomb parts found in a 3-mile radius of the Chinese theater.
No, sir.
Talk to me, Happy.
He's like becoming a war veteran in a way, you know? He's like kind of like a Punisher where he needs a crime. He needs a violence. He needs this right now.
And there is the talk shit get hit that I think is necessary at the Mandarin, like comeuppance,
Yeah.
but it's how he.
It's layered.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't want to just be surface about it.
Yeah. I guess I just had never really acknowledged the like. Oh, it's probably not great to just put out
Any
there like
military-
good old fashioned. This is about me and you, Nan. It's
Yeah,
not
and that's
about-
the ego
yeah.
of Tony Stark, and that's
Yeah.
the difference.
Signatures again.
I love this
Factor in
detective
3,000
sequence.
degrees.
Like this is so Shane Black, but in a Tony Stark way.
It was the use of a bomb to assist a suicide.
Bring her around.
Heat signature is remarkably similar.
Ever been to Tennessee, Jarvis?
Creating a flight plan for Tennessee.
Right on cue.
Are we still at Ding Dong? We're supposed to be on total security lockdown. Come on, I threatened a terrorist. Who is that? Right there's fine. You're not the Mandarin. Are you?
Why am I not surprised?
Don't take it personally. I don't remember what I had for breakfast.
Gluten-free waffles, sir.
That's right. Normally I'd go for that sort of thing, but now I'm in a committed relationship. It's with her. Yeah, it's Maya Hansen. Old botanist pal. I used to know, barely.
Ah, smart. He does.
Don't tell me there's a 12-year-old kid waiting in the car.
13. No. Do we need to worry about that?
That is so sweet. Damn. The Hubert attention action. There's a good grip on the pace.
Yeah, like I said, this is my favorite movie to live in so far. Like this.
Oh, what a beautiful moment.
Protecting.
Oh,
he's
the
putting,
protecting,
he's
yeah.
putting a thing of armor around the thing he loves most. Like,
Yeah.
That's his whole theme throughout the saga.
That was a beautiful moment.
He didn't protect himself. He protected Pepper. He wants to put a suit of armor around the world. And the last time we saw Iron Man with Pepper, it was that threat moment. Now he's learned. Like, I love that.
Hot.
I got you.
So
I got
hot.
you first.
Yeah.
Like I said, we can't stay here.
Stop stopping. Get her. Get outside. Go!
You know, I always get the sense that like Robert Downey Jr. improvises, but this is the first time I feel like Shane Black probably wrote most of these lines. Yeah.
He also writes for Downey
Yeah,
well.
he knows how to write Downey.
Like, without Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, the MCU doesn't happen. Man, his control of action and pacing is so special. Like, it's riveting feeling.
I love this motif of the armor. This is so cool.
Yes. The suitcase is awesome, but this might be my favorite
No, this
suit
is
up.
the best.
This is so cool.
I think it's better than Nanotech.
Yeah.
Working on it, sir. This is a prototype.
Awesome.
Sir, the suit is not combat ready.
Throws missile.
That's 2.
Like, how do you up the stakes after Avengers? You take away so it has to build again.
But the action scene, the choreography is great because it's showing how reliant he is on improvisation in his own mind now instead
Yeah.
of just like what the suit's built in with.
And the suit not being at full power is such a great way to like bring him down again, so he has to think.
He's using his limitations in his favor.
And the scope of destruction, enormous, because you stay in the house. Yeah, people are wrong. This is a top tier MCU film.
It's damn good CGI. Good CGI.
It
shit.
really
Yeah,
is.
Wow. This movie knows how to sell you into the humor, and then when the suspense comes, it is suspenseful.
It's a gripping film in a very unique way. So far, we're like 6 movies in, and they're all directed. Like, they're still each of their director's vision in a very unique way.
The bunny is ruined.
Not the giant bunny.
Take a deep breath.
Oh, and Jarvis is becoming even more human.
Give yourself a hand.
Oh, awesome.
Cool.
Power restored.
They must have known they wanted Vision to come in Age of Ultron because they're definitely humanizing Jarvis more.
Yeah, he's getting more and more to do, and it's more
sentient.
Yeah, that's the word, yeah.
That's the emergency alert triggered by the power dropping below 5%.
Oh, the flight path to Tennessee, it already set up. I forgot how he ended up in Tennessee.
So far, too, I think best use of Inside the Mask.
Easily. Range of emotion, cut twos.
You actually feel
believability to POV.
Because it's really hard to sell those moments, and this is the first one where I'm buying into it much better.
Because he cuts out of it enough, and then like using it as percussion.
We are 5 miles outside of Rose Hill, Tennessee.
Why?
What?
Thousands of miles away. I gotta get Pepper.
I prepared a flight plan. This was the location.
Who asked you?
So chipper.
Oh, that's brisk.
Damn, he's in damn good shape.
He really is in this one.
This is like in between Sherlock Holmes and shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in like...
This is probably peak Downey.
You can see it, even fully clothed.
He looks healthy and in shape.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's one or the other.
Like, you can tell he's probably cut under that shirt
Yeah.
right now. Some people get a little over us, talking about how in shape they are.
You know what
but
those
I'm
people
like-
can do?
because this It's so much hard work together.
Yeah, and you know what
it
this
deserves
is
to
for?
be praised.
This is for us to appreciate this man's efforts.
You don't know how hard it is.
It's months of dedication.
It's second by second.
It is sacrifice at all times, and our schedules are insane. We can't imagine his.
First off, I'm so sorry I put you in.
Hope you're watching, Robert. We're proud of you.
It won't happen again. Also, it's Christmas time. The rabbit's too big.
I love the melancholy of the Iron Suit in this movie.
It's so well used to externalize his internal life.
I need to find this guy. You gotta stay safe. I just stole a poncho from a wooden Indian.
This is the movie that sounds like the most like inside my head. I think that's like the joy for me, and I get why other people don't like it, but the humor, the melancholy, the anxiety.
I think people like this one way more now.
I hope so.
Especially because like I don't feel like people would have gotten on board for Trevor Slattery to the degree they are now if this movie didn't suddenly start having some type of renaissance in love.
You happy now?
I hope so. I think this one's real special.
Damn, what a great shot. This is like one of the shots in the movie. Like one
Yeah,
of
the
shot.
shots.
Yeah.
Freeze! What's that thing on your chest?
Electromagnet. You should know. I've got a box of them right here.
What does it power? Is that Iron Man?
Technically, I am. Valid point.
Shot from Iron Man 2.
Like a mechanic.
Yeah.
People not remembering this kid in Endgame upset me so much.
Iron Man and War Machine?
It's Iron Patriot now.
That's way cooler.
No, it's not. So, who's home?
My mom already left for the diner, and Dad went to 7-Eleven to get scratchers.
Mm-hmm. Wonder this kid had to grow up
Which
so
happens,
fast.
Dads leave. No need to be This is a piñata for a cricket. I'm kidding. This is a very powerful weapon. Non-lethal, just to cover one's ass. What's your name?
Harley. And you're...
The mechanic, Tony. You know what keeps going through my head? Where's my sandwich?
I think people underestimate how hard it is to balance drama, plot, movement, undercutting with comedy without undercutting the narrative, and making levity work in this tone. Like, this movie is so funny, so tragic, so psychologically scarring, such an exploration.
That's a really good shot, too. I do remember the trailer's not demonstrating the humor at all.
Yeah, it was a very melancholy trailer.
Pepper, it's me. Got a lot of apologies to make and not a lot of time, so I'm so sorry I put you.
That's so cool how well he knows her that she would be the only one to put that on.
And she would get the voicemail like, after approved.
I think that my boss is working for the Mandarin.
This boss of yours, does he have a name?
Yeah, Aldrich Killian.
Hot Aldrich Killian?
Or ugly Aldrich Killian?
Well, you know how he gets. Keep your appointment tonight and call me when it's done.
Funny way how to film this perspective to make it look like he is working for him.
All right, everybody, no talking and no eye contact unless you want to get shot in the face.
We know how he is, and we've seen Wonder Man. We know how he is.
Path is clear.
All the film language. Path is clear.
It's just how you interpret the looks he's giving when he's not
knowing
actually
versus
scared.
not knowing.
Yeah.
What's the official story here?
I guess this guy named Chad Davis won a bunch of medals in the Army. One day, folks said he went crazy and made a bomb. Then he blew himself up right here.
6 people died, right?
Yeah.
Including Chad Davis.
I don't remember the purpose of using soldiers. I will discover it. This is my commentary.
Will the movie tell me about the movie?
You know what this crater reminds me of?
No idea. I don't care.
Does this subject make you edgy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you have PTSD?
I don't think so.
Are you going completely mental? You want me to
Remember when I said to stop doing that? I'm swear that you're gonna freak me out. Your fault. You spazzed me out. Okay, back to business. Where were we?
This dynamic is such a unique approach to bring to this now.
You mentioned veteran earlier. They even having like kind of dressing. Like it's a really interesting layer.
This haircut suits you.
Nice watch.
Yeah, limited edition.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Just a little clock of potential violence.
And small town dive bar vibes. She is so good in everything as this character.
I brought your damn Take it. Go.
Clearly you're waiting for someone else. Supposed to meet someone here.
Yeah.
Oh, me, MIA. That's smart. Just telling you right up front. Oh, wait, no, Maya. My bad. I contributed nothing.
Will the movie tell me about the movie?
Hey, what's all this about? Yeah, well, why don't you get on the horn to Nashville and upgrade me? Deputy, get this woman.
They literally throw him into like an impossible situation.
Handcuffed.
He's handcuffed behind his back.
And human, like he's just Tony.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, she doesn't need any more bullets. She's got this.
She's fine.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Damn. Actually, she's got kind of like a femme fatale sexuality to the way she
is enjoying
villainizes.
it.
Yeah.
And he's weaponizing it.
What a smart way to get the cuffs off.
Yes. A villain that would be no threat. No threat to Iron Man, but a huge threat to Tony.
Cheap trick and a cheesy one-liner.
Sweetheart, that could be the name of my autobiography.
I love how he's like so reliant on the suits, and this movie is just showing him becoming more reliant on himself.
This is how you fall an Avengers movie. Like, this is what I think didn't work out as well in Phase 4 and 5. I like about half of Phase 4 and 5, but I think that the character studies need to make the person as interesting as the power, as the hero.
Yeah. As they keep throwing Tony into very physically vulnerable situations while being very emotionally vulnerable.
Hey, kid, what would you like for Christmas?
Mr. Stark, I am so sorry.
No.
Remember what I told you about bullies?
You like that, Westworld?
Always cover our ass.
Reliant without the suit. Had one shot.
Me saving your life.
Yeah, you do someone a solid. Don't be a yutz, all right? Just play it cool. Otherwise, you come off grandiose.
From Tony Stark.
You need me. We're connected.
We're done here. Move out of the way. I'm going to run you over. Bye, kid.
Really makes you want to see him be a dad.
Right?
Wait, you're guilt tripping me, aren't you?
I'm cold.
You know how I can tell? Because we're connected.
He just happened to take an Audi.
You know, Downey's not allowed to drive anything else in this universe, even if it's taken from the bad guy.
It's gorgeous. It goes with any decor.
Fine, we'll ride to Los Angeles.
Where's the feet?
LA Fitness.
God, not again. Is the president getting this?
President Ellis, named after Warren Ellis, writer of a lot of the era of Iron Man comics this is based off of.
Mr. President, meet Thomas Richards. I'm sure he's a really good guy. Live on your television in 30 seconds. If your president calls me in the next half minute, Tom lives.
I have to make this call. I'd strongly advise against that. This is the right thing to do.
Oh, he's a good guy. So Trevor Slattery just murdered a guy.
They didn't show him shoot him.
That is true. They didn't show us as viewers of Iron Man 3, or they didn't show the
I think they
people.
didn't show the people. I think because it was a sound. I think that's the magic of the propaganda. Now, what that guy did after this, like that Thomas Richards, what's he doing?
Roxxon's such a presence in here, but I don't feel like they've ever truly come to full fruition. And
No, because it's more than I remembered, but it's also like, and then?
they've been like Roxxon's been throughout this MCU for such a long time.
And yet,
Don't move!
Hang on a second. Your redesign, your big rebrand, that was AIM, right?
Yeah?
Password, please?
Well, look, I gotta change it every time you hack in, Tony.
It's not the 80s. Nobody says hack anymore. Give me your log.
War Machine Rocks with an X, all caps.
That is so much better than Iron Patriot.
I like Don Cheadle and him much more in this one. I think humanizing Don Cheadle helps.
I have one question for you. What would you like?
I feel like it was a little too comedic to have it happen with a bunch of Pakistani terrorists.
I mean, he's doing work. He's in the office.
I know. I can see the defense for it.
Hey,
that's Stan Lee.
That man is everywhere.
That ain't gonna cut it.
Yeah, you need fiber internet.
Excuse me, sir. I don't know who.
I love that he's Tony Stark, like, clearly a fan.
I'm your biggest fan.
What's your name?
Gary.
Gary?
Oh,
Right
wow.
there's fine.
I don't know if you can tell, but I have like patterned my whole look after. To show you, boom.
Hispanic Scott Bale.
Reject Nation, real quick, I got to shout out DC Studios Showcase, the official podcast. Because at the time of recording this, it really feels like DC is ramping things up. Supergirl pre-sales are tracking real strong. We're seeing new images and clips of Superman and Supergirl. We've gotten a look at Lex's new war suit from Man of Tomorrow from James Gunn himself. And honestly, all this marketing has been doing wonders to my brain. It's been making me so much more excited for DC. I've even been picking up so much more comics. Again, the DC Comics app is great, by the way. And that's why I honestly believe the DC Studios Showcase is a fantastic companion piece for fans right now. Because yes, we love all the trailers, the theories, the rumors, the discourse, but this show gives you something different. Actual access, real context, and conversations with people who really care. Like last season, they already had huge DC voices on the show. They had James Gunn and Jim Lee, cast members from Superman himself, and other people from across the DC universe. In season 2 right now, continuing that momentum. It's hosted by Frankie Smith and, of course, some guy you might know, a guy named Coy Jandreau. And what I love about their dynamic is that they bring two totally different strengths. Coy comes in with that fast-talking comic brain, film knowledge, deep cuts, trivia, big fan energy, and Frankie brings his empathy, sincerity, and emotional connection to the conversation, so they complement each other so well. So when they interview someone like Millie Alcock about Supergirl, you feel that balance of intellect meets heart. It doesn't feel like the usual press junket questions. It actually feels like two people genuinely trying to understand the characters, the stories, and what it means to bring them to life. So this season, they're covering Supergirl, Clayface, Lanterns, and way more, because we know DC's got way more, with interviews already up with like Millie Alcock. We got Jason Momoa coming up, Supergirl director Craig Gillespie, sharing on-set stories, personal insights, and everything in between. Plus, they got some cool guests popping in all season long. So you can check out DC Studios Showcase on the official HBO Max YouTube channel using the QR code on screen or link in the description box and pinned comment, and you can listen on HBO Max or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes drop every other Friday. Subscribe so you do not miss one. That's DC Studios Showcase wherever you get your podcasts.
I got an issue. I'm chasing bad guys. Trying to grab a little something from some hard crypt data file. Recalibrate the ISDNs. Pump it up by about 40%. Tony needs Gary.
And Gary needs Tony.
And Gary needs Tony.
I bet that's how he has to operate in life all the time. Anytime someone meets Downey Jr., just easy.
It's so hard.
I can't imagine.
Can you please state your name for the camera?
Military. Mia was AIM. There's a lot of stuff happening.
You are the next iteration of human evolution.
What a way to take advantage.
I also really appreciate that it's a commentary on like American soldiers being like and Iron Patriots in this movie, and we just kind of take advantage of our military even after.
What the hell are you talking about? Everyone who's ever served is treated great
They
in
are
this
taken care
world.
of for life.
A bomb's not a bomb when it's a misfire.
Amen.
That's how twins happen.
Pledge of Allegiance, baby.
You buy her, didn't you? Sold it to the Mandarin.
What happened?
What a cool opposite to Tony, especially because like in 1, it was so much about like we can't keep helping out terrorists, and he literally gets an enemy who's on his same intellect level, who is weaponizing terrorism
Who's
in order to
making
fund his
terrorism a
operation.
propaganda tool, yeah. And AIM and Stark are interesting parallels too.
Yeah, it's a cool,
Like Stark Tech and AIM are pretty similar.
pretty cool bookend for the trilogy of Iron Man movies.
And the type of women he was like using at the time versus like Pepper, like their parallels all really interesting too.
Gave your research to a think tank.
Yeah, but Killian built that think tank.
That's exactly what we used to do. So don't judge yourself.
Talking about what we were just talking about.
This is parallels.
That's literally what we were
This-
saying.
Oh, Shane Black and the writing.
I'm trying to fix this thing. I didn't know you and the master were gonna blow the place up. He just lacked a decent incentive. Now he has one.
This is the 14 Blue Zero. Sending coordinates for
He creates his own worst enemies, man. Should have gone up on that roof.
Should have remembered to call her.
Yeah.
Nobody move. Oh. Support Blue Zero unless the Mandarin's next attack on the U.S. involves. Yes, you're free. If you weren't before.
If you were before.
7. I've acquired the Patriot armor.
You're gonna have to pry my cold, dead body out of it.
That's the plan, Colonel.
Yeah, I'm still eating that candy. Do you want me to keep eating it?
Can you still see straight?
Sort of.
That means you're fine. Give me job.
I seem to do quite well for a stretch, and then at the end of the sentence, I say the wrong cranberry. I factored in available AIM downlink facilities. I was able to pinpoint the Mandarin's broadcasting.
He said the right sentence.
Kid, I'm gonna have to walk you through rebooting Jarvis's speech drive, but not right now.
Does say Miami, Florida.
Okay, first things first.
I need the armor.
It's not charging.
Actually, sir, it is charging.
I didn't even mention New York.
Right, and then you just said it by name while denying having said it. God, what do you do?
Just breathe. Really, just breathe. You're a mechanic, right? Why don't you just build something?
So good. I had never had an anxiety attack or a panic attack before when I saw this the first time, but like having lived through them now, it is such a different experience watching this movie. I've always identified with Tony Stark more than anyone else in the MCU, and now I get anxiety attacks. So this is definitely an interesting experience.
I love panic attacks.
They're my favorite because I'm like, do I live? Do I want to? Find out tomorrow on Today in the Life.
I must have a physical ailment.
Surely this can't be biochemical in my mind. This will all turn out fine. Or not.
Keep going back to that Spider-Man line of like, if you're nothing without the suit, then you're nothing at all. And I'm like, that's this whole movie.
And he needed to hear it from someone calling him a mechanic that's like his little protege. I dig it, man.
Embracing the full-on espionage, even in the music.
Yeah. And Christmas.
He is so cool.
Just the coolest.
He can get away with narcissism when he's this cool.
Yeah,
This good.
You're allowed.
Yeah, you got to really be cool though.
It's a one of one, really.
Let me tell you something, sweetheart. I am not your personal.
Oh, he's alive. Wait, is that the Rock? That's not the Rock song guy, is it?
No, that's one of Shane Black's real friends.
Oh.
Or was. He got into some shenanigans that were uncouth. The Olivia Munn stuff, Predator as a whole.
I wouldn't go in there for 20 minutes.
Hey!
Bloody hell, bloody. Although the guns are all fake, because those wankers wouldn't trust me with the real ones.
What?
Hey.
Where's the Mandarin? Where is it?
Whoa. He's not here. He's here, but he's not here.
What do you mean?
It's complicated. Hey.
There's something refreshing about seeing Ben Kingsley be funny. He is a Sir Ben Kingsley.
What are you, decoy? You're a double, right?
Well, I mean, I'm not a study. No, absolutely not.
Then how did you get here, Trevor?
Doing things, no two ways about it, in the street that a man shouldn't do.
Next.
And they knew about the drugs.
What did they say? They'd get you off them?
Said they give me more. They gave me plastic surgery. They gave me things.
Said plastic surgery. Oh.
I like that he saved the voice until this.
Okay, Trevor. What'd you tell him?
I didn't tell him anything.
Nothing. Should have pressed the panic button.
Well, I panicked, but then I handled it.
But in Wonder Man, we saw him do the audition without the plastic surgery.
That is what he just looked like. That one line does get invalidated.
It does fucking mess with
he
a
does,
lot
you know,
of
guys,
stuff
just
now.
Chronologically, you know.
A lot's happened, Tony. but I'm close. It's practically stable.
I'm telling you it isn't.
I'm on the street. People are going bang. They're painting the walls. Maya, you're kidding yourself.
And help me fix
It was so hard to like get on board with everything that was happening after that Mandarin twist. The first time I watched it.
Yeah, I could see that.
I was like so distracted.
Like, what's out? Black to the A plot? Okay, the A plot.
The early bird gets the worm. But the second mouse gets the cheese.
Well, I considered taking that one step shortcut to the lobby. Honestly, I'm still trying to figure out what happened to the first mouse.
It's the most shade black light in a while.
Desperation. But at this moment, the body is trying to decide whether to accept Extremis or just give up. But until that point, it's really just a lot of pain. We haven't even talked salary yet. What kind of perk package are you thinking?
First time I saw this, I did wonder if they might actually kill her off.
Yeah, the stakes felt high enough. And it's a trilogy.
Let him go.
Doctor, we're not doing this, okay?
What happens to you? What happens if you go too hot?
I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
The good news is, a high-level position has just been vacated.
He wasn't even surprised by that shooting. So much processing he has to do right now.
You are a maniac. I do own a maniac. And he takes the stage tonight.
Crazy, you can have all that power and impact without needing to be the face.
And you might have more not being the face.
Yeah. It's like you actually give up a little bit of power for the spotlight.
I mean, producers are much richer than actors.
Yeah.
You'll damage the armor.
Yes, I will. I don't want Potts with me.
She's still in phase 2.
You're not going deaf, are you?
Both Iron Man 2 in this. Rhodey's the guy I keep forgetting is in the movie.
You know, Rhodey's here. He's cooking in a tin can. Don't mind him.
What's the mileage count between Tennessee and Miami?
832 miles.
Very nice.
I'm good like that.
I think I bought it. Okay, that wasn't mine to give away. That belongs to my friend's sister. I'm gonna kill you first.
You're zip-tied to a bed.
This. That.
All right, let's go.
Did you breathe fire? Okay. It's a glorious day, Simon.
This time tomorrow, I'll have the West's most powerful leader in one hand.
Rhodey does feel more like a guy in this movie, which is good.
Yeah, because that is a better balance than military and takes orders.
Create supply and demand. For you, trust me, you're gonna be in a puddle of blood on the ground in 5, 3, come on! 2. All right, I'm gonna give you a chance to escape. 3, 4.
Shut up.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Told you.
Awesome.
Where's the rest?
What a trip it's got to make.
832 miles. Sick. The wire work and blend of effects is immaculate.
He has to do the wire work too.
Yeah, it's his face. That's why it's in such good shape.
Damn good choreography. Holy shit.
Yeah, this fight doesn't get credit. This fight is so awesome.
Honestly, I hate working here. They are so weird.
More henchmen like that.
Not this time.
Not the face.
Good. It's good to be back.
Oh, hello, sir.
All personnel, Stark is loose and somewhere in the compound.
Let's go.
Oh, I didn't realize they were the same spot.
Tony.
Rhodey, tell me that was you in the suit?
No.
You, move! Get out!
What's this? I had winners.
What have you commented?
You make a move, I break your face.
These heroes kill.
Yeah, sometimes you got it.
I'm okay with it.
You lied to me?
This is the Mandarin?
I know, it's embarrassing.
He's a military guy, and like Spider-Man's not killing. Military guy's shooting.
Hey, if you're here to arrest me, there's some people I'd like to roll on.
You tell him where Pepper is and he'll stop doing it.
You know what they did to my suit?
What? No. I can take you there.
Hey,
Ringo, didn't you say something about a lovely speedboat?
I guess it was just a tall order of, like the Mandarin's his arch nemesis in the comics. And like 99% of people are not knowledgeable of Mandarin in the comics.
At all.
But we all heard that
And
it was
that's
his
what
arch
they
nemesis.
bet on, and that's why it's a fun twist.
Be drawn into the Mandarin campaign, and we got to get you somewhere safe.
And this takes place in our world, not the comic world.
Just I find it surprising that as someone who's actually familiar with the comics that like it didn't like upset you at all that it wasn't.
I'm
his
more
actual-
invested in a story that fits a world that Tony lives in, which is why I don't want Robert Pattinson's Batman and Crypto to exist in the same world. In the same way, a Fu Manchu wielding a cult leader is more racist than appropriate.
Road to Stark out.
I can't meet you there. I think Fu Manchu would have elevated this experience.
Still Ben Kingsley, but with Fu Manchu.
Fu Manchu, you can't do Fu Manchu with an actual Chinese guy.
No, that's racist.
No, that's mean.
Twist.
We're about to grow you a limb.
VP's about to become president.
That's cool. Because this shot's from the trailer too.
In the comics, the Iron Patriot is Norman Osborn.
So you can make it, son. I feel safer
Whole
already.
Dark Avenger storyline around this time. The suit came out like a year before the movie adopted it. It was a very fresh comic.
We can either save the president or Pepper. We can't do both.
So finally arrived, and the cellar doors are being cleared as we speak. Armor is now at 92%.
That's going to have to do.
Best his hair's look.
He's Iron Man again.
This movie, his hair's the best.
It's like natural.
Everything all right, Colonel?
You should always verify the face.
Yeah, masks go both ways.
President really thought I could hide there?
It is an honor, Mr. President.
If you're going to do it.
That's not how the Mandarin works.
Sir, Air Force One's been compromised.
Hey! That's a super young Corey Hawkins, straight out of Compton.
That's what it is, yeah. Was he Dre?
Yeah, huge career since. Good for him, man. Starting in a Shane Black Iron Man movie.
I'm trying to place this guy the entire
Oh, he's in
movie.
so much stuff, but his name...
I just can't like figure out who it is, but this entire movie trying to place him.
And he's great when I see him.
The president.
This action set piece is one that's stuck with me like since. This Barrel of Monkeys is so cool.
Wow.
Regrow that.
You said this.
Cool.
How many in the air?
13, sir.
Damn, that's so scary.
How many can I carry?
4, sir.
I love that he even has to like, hey, bro, I got chills. I love it. Look at it. This is great. They're really falling, aren't they? Yeah. I love they shot this.
They must have like done a bunch of jumps.
Yeah.
What's your name? Heather?
Like actual jumps.
Oh, with the explosion. This is a great sequence, shit.
Listen to me. See that guy? You're just gonna grab him. You got it? Electrify your arm. You won't be able to open your hand.
Wow. Wow.
Still a
That
rush.
is so cool. This is so cool.
Game called Barrel of Monkeys. That's what we're gonna do.
18,000 feet.
People, everybody grab your monkey.
What a great like just the stakes and the urgency and like the clock of the fall.
And the movie's done such a good job building to action sequences, this escalation of, oh.
Come on, come on, come on. Yeah!
400 feet.
What if there was just that one guy they couldn't get?
It's a chunky monkey. Let's get him.
Wow, cool.
Oh.
And he gets to have like an actual saving the people moment.
Nice work, guys. Excellent. Good team effort. Right, Jarvis, but it's only half done. We still got you.
That came out of nowhere.
Give me some good news, man.
That reveal.
Thank God. Yeah, but I missed the president. Say, Jarvis, is it that time?
The house party protocol, sir.
Forgot he wasn't actually in it.
It's such a good reveal. Because if you'd known, the stakes wouldn't have felt as high somehow. But yeah, well.
party. The docks. Shane Black.
Yep. Man knows a good dock fight.
What do you want from me?
I just needed a reason to kill you that would play well on TV. I found myself a new political patron, and this time tomorrow, you'll have your job. String him up.
Shane Black buddy cop sequence. Super young Riggs and Murtaugh.
He does like pairing a white guy and a black guy together.
He's good at it.
He just did it again.
Less good at it that time. Play dirty does not count on the Shane Black resume to me.
A lot of people forget about that. Was it a Bruce Willis, Damon Wayans movie?
Yep.
Or is it Adam Sandler, Damon Wayans? I don't
Yeah,
remember
what
which
was
one
that
it
called? Yeah, no, I
Yeah. I don't remember that one.
He's strung up over the oil tanker. They're gonna light him up, man. Public execution. Yeah, death by oil.
Broadcast will commence shortly.
Now give me cameras A through E.
You know who would have cared about this mission? Captain America.
Oh.
Yep.
The president, oil.
Stay on my 6, cover high, and don't shoot me in the back.
This is a time when I thought Captain America might give a shit about what's going on.
Busy.
Only time I thought about the other Avengers.
You see that?
Yeah, you really killed the glass.
You can't hit a boat with this distance.
Don Cheadle humanized. It gets him there.
They're not universal, Tony.
I know what I'm doing. I make this stuff. Give me another one spot. Ready?
What'd you say?
Too fast. 3 guys, 1 girl, all armed.
Too fast.
Kill for some armor right now.
You're right. We need backup.
Yeah, bunch. Is that?
Yep.
So fucking cool. He takes armor away for a movie, then he gives us all the armor.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
This is the most inventor Tony. This is the first one.
Yeah.
But I like how he stays like an inventor throughout.
He's a mechanic.
What are you waiting for? It's Christmas.
But he's also not like utilizing like a lot of money throughout this movie, whereas like in Iron Man 1 he is.
You're right. It's more of his savvy and street smarts.
Gentlemen.
Again, we used to give our animators a lot more time and money. These suits look great.
Give me a suit, okay?
Can I give you a lift?
Very funny.
I've located Miss Potts.
About time.
I do feel like I could do a whole video essay on how I feel like I changed Rhodey. There's like so many things I could really just tear apart on this.
That's why I wanted War Machine as Iron Man 4.
Like we never saw him like earn the suit or like learn the suits.
Nope.
It's just like a dude who just gets the suit.
And sometimes is a friend, sometimes just follows
And
orders.
sometimes it's just using the suit, you know?
Armor Wars I hoped was going to cover that. I don't know if we'll ever get it now, though.
Is this guy bothering you?
Aldrich Killian looks like a Russian bad guy from a 90s action movie.
The hair, the clothes.
Yeah.
Cooking in his little turtle suit.
Tony.
I think you should close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Ooh. Yeah, you take a minute.
Gwyneth Paltrow is in incredible shape, too. Her obliques are bananas. Goop is doing the work.
Don't sexualize women.
Obliques!
It's one thing when we talk
You can
about
only
the-
sexualize Downey.
When we talk about men's physique, that's athleticism we're talking about.
Gwyneth Paltrow's athleticism is separate.
Yeah, it's come on, gentlemen.
Oh!
Come on!
Mr. President, just hold on, all right? I'm coming. Just hold on.
Wow, the way he's not sweating through them pits is incredible.
You know? Sweating everywhere else.
Yeah.
Changing shirts at every sequence.
Okay.
Nice, man. That was cool.
Cool.
Look damn good, Mr. President. But I'm gonna need that suit back.
I quite enjoy the chaoticness of this.
Yeah. Shane Black setting, MCU scale, chaos.
I got you.
It's like such a specific it's like this fight is so specific to Iron Man rules.
Yeah, and all the setting is so Iron Man.
Right, you gotta let go.
Yeah, it's just like fucking industrial and metal. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Don't worry. She'll keep the clothes, even though, you know,
I don't know how it worked.
It's just, I understand
They all kept their clothes too.
growing the limbs back, but you
the
know.
clothes are treated with aim tech.
Yeah.
Like his are. See, he's burning.
Clothes have
He's
extremis
still got
in them too.
clothes too.
These are the superhero rules I pick apart.
I did think that we lost her in this, though. Like, they should have held on a little longer, but I was like, oh my God, the third Iron Man. On first watch, but they should have held on it longer.
There's just something I find so cool about the constant reassembly of the suits.
Yeah.
Makes every piece of it feel like a weapon.
And Extremis in this is so perfect for that to happen a lot.
Like,
yes.
yeah, that shit just lends itself to like such cool choreography. Like the suit coming in and out actually complements the Extremis ability because the Extremis regrows and then he replaces.
That's what I'm saying. The
regrows.
villains are so simpatico.
Mark 42 inbound.
Got some white boy tattoos.
Big Ed Hardy energy there, Killian. I mean, when you go from a nerd,
Yeah, get some dragon tats.
the Mandarin.
Whatever.
So close to having her perfect.
Here's where you're wrong. She was already perfect.
Crucify him.
Jarvis, do me a favor and blow Mark 42.
Oh, man, I love it so much. There's something so excited about that. And, like the sound design adds so much punch whenever he like goes in and out of it.
And the times it just pushes the camera movements. Oh.
This creates for so much like cool visual contrast.
Such a different MCU film.
You're looking right at him.
I am the Mandarin!
Extremis Paltrow.
Hot stuff, literally.
I got nothing. Jarvis, subject of my 12 o'clock is not a target. Disengage! What? Oh, what, are you mad at me?
Whoa, shit.
Honey?
Obliques are crazy.
No, she's fucking cut.
Oh my God.
She has a baby.
That was really violent.
You just scared the devil out of me. I thought you were.
I was dead. Why?
Are they tipping your way a little bit? Why don't you dress like this at home?
No, don't touch me.
No, don't worry
No,
about
I'm gonna burn you.
No, you're not. Not hot.
Am I gonna be okay?
You're in a relationship with me. Everything will never be okay.
It wouldn't be Christmas in the MCU again until Hawkeye.
A decade later.
My journey had reached its end. Something exciting, the compromises. As promised, I got Pepper sorted out. Let me tell you, that was the best sleep I'd had in years.
Good tie up on that.
It's okay.
Fios Internet.
Potato Gum
Mark
Part 2. Hey, your place to watch. I even like the detail that that wall had an outlet.
You'd need a lot of those, and that would be, yeah.
Well, nice attention to detail there.
I'm a changed man.
I was admittedly confused when I watched this ending. Like, oh, did he stop
Oh, he
being
done Iron Man?
Yeah.
His contract was up, and that's why they paid him so much for Civil War.
I am Iron Man.
Shane Black credits.
Oh, Drew Pearce cover it.
One of the most underappreciated writers out there, man.
Think so?
Yeah, I think he's so consistent, and people don't list him on the great writers. Like Project Hail Mary, this, Cabin in the Woods. Like, it's insane. Daredevil.
I thought Drew Goddard did that.
You're right. I listed the wrong Drew.
Didn't you interview Drew Goddard?
Yep. And I read that, and my brain put Goddard in it. And I just went with it. My brain went, yep, Drew Pearce is great, too, but he's no Drew Goddard.
Matter of fact, Drew Pearce.
I've decided he's properly rated. Yo, this movie holds up. For me, this is like easily, comfortably, it's Iron Man, Avengers, this, and then a decent gap before the rest. Like, this is comfortably, like, top-tier Marvel for me.
Tell me Fu Manchu wouldn't fit in this vibe
I
right
mean,
now.
come on. In this vibe, yes.
Yeah.
The movie's vibe and the MCU, not so much.
This was definitely like ending Iron Man.
Contract was up. They had to pay him like 3 times as much for Civil War, and then he had all the clout and power because all these movies kept doing well. And yeah, this was gonna possibly be it. And a trilogy feels right, plus Iron Man. Plus Avengers. I also, in our last video, kept saying I think this is their strongest run because I thought it went Avengers, this, Winter Soldier, Guardians. I forgot Dark World is next. So there is a gap. I don't know what their strongest run is, but Dark World is not at the caliber of this. James Badge Dale. That's his name.
Don't know what he's been in.
You'd recognize his credits. He's in a bunch of stuff.
Billy Sadler. Damn, even this is a really well edited montage. Feels like the opening of a TV show. This is really great.
I love Iron Man, and this is just celebrating. It could be the end.
Oh, I even like that spelled out that way.
So what'd you think? Third time watching?
I think it was great. I don't know if it's my favorite one.
Over Iron Man 1?
Not sure yet. I need time to digest.
I think Iron Man 1 is one of the great, perfect. I consider it slightly more, but this one's damn close. And this is so far above the other stuff.
I share all my intimate thoughts and my experiences with someone. It just cuts the weight of it in half. You know, it's like a snake swallowing its own tail. Everything comes full circle.
Look at that haircut.
And the fact that you've been able to help me process.
So,
you with me?
I was, yeah.
You actively napping?
I drifted.
Where did I lose you?
Elevator in Switzerland.
So you heard none of it?
I'm sorry. I'm not a therapist. It's not my training.
So,
I don't have
the time?
Temperament.
You know what, now that I think about it, oh, God, my original wound. 1983, all right? I'm
Yes.
14 years old. I still have a nanny? That was weird.
That was weird.
That could have been the last ever scene of Downey Jr. in the MCU.
That was weird. That's really funny.
That was a blast.
That was great. I had a good time. I hope you did too, Coy.
I love Iron Man 3, and I've defended it for years, and now I feel like I got to defend it for 2 hours and 12 minutes.
That's my man.
I feel like Shane Black does not get the grace and respect he deserves, giving us the definitive buddy cop duo in Riggs and Murtaugh, giving us the most underappreciated should have a series in The Nice Guys, and giving us, I would say, the entire MCU's most underappreciated film in Iron Man 3.
Well, on that note, you get the full reaction watch along for these at our Patreon. Thanks, guys, for supporting. And you guys get to ask us questions when you get access to our shooting schedule. We got Coy to get to a screening as we do.
I can get these.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's
Yeah,
do it. Let's be efficient, Coy. Let's do it. Eric71751. After knowing what happens to Tony Stark in Endgame, how do you feel that there's never going to be an Iron Man 4?
Well, you see he's Dr. Doom now, and that makes sense.
And that makes me happy.
I'm thrilled that we are going to make sure that people see an iron masked man and go, that's certainly a different person, even though human beings will recognize the man that is Downey Jr. unless they don't show his face. I could be very wrong. But I think the end of Endgame is one of the great series endings because the MCU isn't a series of films in the traditional sense. It's not, Bond that ran forever but had different actors. It's not a trilogy. It's 35 it's a TV show. It's unprecedented, but that also means there's an unprecedented connection to actors in these roles. So I think the end of Endgame and Tony, especially you see this film, like what he's able to do with protecting what he cares about by putting a shield of armor around them, and how he goes from a warmonger to selfless. All of those elements, I think, beautifully pay off with his self-sacrifice while protecting those he's always wanted to protect. So the end of his arc is perfect, in my opinion. So I wouldn't want an Iron Man 4 with Tony Stark.
That's fair. What I just typed in while Coy was talking is like Iron Man's biggest villains.
Detroit Steel.
And yeah, everyone's like, but we never got to see him go up against Detroit Steel.
I wanted Spy Master, obviously.
I mean, they introduced AIM in here, so it might have been fun to see him interact with MODOK. I guess that's
such a silly, like he works in animation, and
but they got their biggest ones in here.
Yeah.
Mandarin, Justin Hammer.
Crimson Dynamo as a riff on Whiplash.
Yeah, so they got their biggest ones in here.
Yeah.
We're fine. We're fine. Ethan T says, "Hi, gents. Hope you are well. I love this movie. Underrated as hell. Definitely has its flaws, but it's a hell of a time for me. Stripping Tony of all armor and his ego, leaving him to deal with himself and face head on his real demons after rewatching. We'd love to know, where are you ranking in the MCU so far on rewatch?"
Iron Man, Avengers, this, and then about 20 feet, and then the rest. Like I love Phase 1,
20 feet.
But like there's nothing that's close to this except the first two. Like there's a clear line, because I give Cap, I give Thor, I give Hulk all B's to C's, and these three are the A's, and that distance between A and B for me is pretty substantial personally.
Well, shit, man, that's great to know. That's great to know.
Where you
I
at?
like it. Not to just immediately copy you, but I'm pretty sure I have the exact same sentiment and rating system as you.
It's like a pretty comfortable, confident rating.
I don't know. I might. I'd put this over Avengers. I would. I just really enjoyed it so much that I'm tempted to put it higher. But when I think about it, no, it would definitely be number 3 out of the.
They're both the impossible thing. Like they both did the impossible. They both have incredible action, comedy, actual like character arcs. You're invested in a character study, and then that is the difference between like an A and a B for me. Like the other ones are entertaining and good, but this does all of it so masterfully.
I think this is the funniest Iron Man one. They're the funniest Iron Man movie of them, and without it being, undercutting the experience as like a comedy.
Yeah, because sometimes that happens like in an action movie. You're like, is it an action comedy or is it a movie?
And it's got my favorite Iron Man action, I would say.
Yeah, they do some really inventive stuff. My cheeks hurt from smiling, and that feels nice.
Yeah, it was just a damn good time. It's weird to say those things about Iron Man and then be like, but it's only number 3. Because what it is, like, there's a whole movie, though, I would give it to Iron Man 1. Stephanie Horton, of the 3 Iron Man movies, this is the only one not directed by Jon Favreau. Can you talk what you think might have been a secret sauce between him and Downey in the creation of the MCU Iron Man, and how that was or was not carried into the 3rd movie? Also, how it relates to the comic book source material, like how did Favreau honor or change the character from the comic books, and thoughts on Shane Black's approach? Thanks, guys. Well, this is a Coy monologue incoming.
Well, you see, Iron Man in the comics is a little bit more surface of a character, and if you actually read the Iron Man comics post Downey, it is Downey. They've reframed him a lot. Stan Lee invented Iron Man as a challenge to himself to write a character that was unlikable. Spider-Man was a challenge to himself. Him and Steve Ditko wanted to make something out of a character that was an unlikable creature. Like, spiders aren't loved, and they made one of the most likable characters of all time. They wanted to make a character who was the antithesis of most heroes, a selfish, war, violent, like, especially of that time, it's a big challenge. So Iron Man was always going through writers that were trying to find a way into that impossible thing that they set up in the first place. I think after you had someone as purely charming as Downey Jr. embody it, you just go, well, I'll write that then. Like that's become how you write Iron Man. So I would say what Favreau did really well was he trusted Downey enough that the script wasn't even fucking done, and they started a franchise.
Yeah.
Like, they greenlit Iron Man, and they were already filming, Hulk, obviously, because it came out a few months later, and they were already on the road to Avengers. You're building a franchise. You have a 10-year plan off of a script that isn't done. That's insane. But you've got Downey Jr. So I think what Jon Favreau did was he went, okay, genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, the person that can embody all of that is Downey. Let's craft something organically. Let's make this script. Let's make it human. Let's make it something that flows. And I think those first 2 films are absolutely that. The difference is Shane Black adds this emotional undercurrent of heartbreak. Like, there's a lot more sadness, and there's a lot more trauma, and there's a lot more insecurity and reality. all these things are set up in Iron Man 1 and 2. There's absolutely the seeds planted for his trauma and panic attacks and all those things, but then Shane waters them. So I would say the third one is the most aggressively human of them. I'd say it can't exist without the first two, but Shane Black has an incredible ability to make you love a character and then break them for you. And I think he does that with Riggs with a shotgun. I mean, with the handgun in his mouth. He does that with the Nice Guys, with humanizing the duo of Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling. Both of those characters can be a lot separately, but put them together and you feel so connected to them both. And what he does is he's like those what do they kick him? I forget the name of the word, but when you break a pot and you put it back together with gold, and the fracture is the beauty of it. That to me is a Shane Black script. It's the beauty in the fracturing, and I think that's what makes Iron Man interesting. So I think the third one is the culmination of the first two, but the strength of Shane Black being at his prime. You said a monologue. I felt challenged.
Yeah, that was good. That was good monologue.
Yeah, I felt it.
That was good. Good monologuing. Allow me to take this. Allow me to just say the question. Can I just say the question?
I just got to keep talking.
Care Bear, Trevor Slattery is one of the craziest characters in the MCU. Ben Kingsley plays the buffoon perfectly, and it was joyous to see him in his comic return in Shang-Chi, and then again in Wonder Man. What character in the MCU has surprised you the most? Is there any other side character you'd love to see brought back in an unexpected way? Yes. Daryl. Who's Daryl? Well, he was part of a promotional run for the Thor movies.
He was!
Team Daryl.
I forgot about Daryl briefly.
Thor was roommates with him briefly.
Yep.
Then the Grand Master was roommates with him briefly. I always thought it would have been a fun 22-minute Disney Plus show where he's like working at S.H.I.E.L.D. or something.
Love it.
And every episode he's paired up with someone from the Avengers. And just, I think it's like a workplace office comedy, or in some weird way he's on some assignment where he has to work with one of the Avengers, and it's like office-style mockumentary version of it, always allowing you to see a different version of them. That was always my dream wish, a Daryl show. And I'll never forget you, Daryl. Never forget you. And then a Yinsen origin tale.
Give us more. Yeah, everyone in the comments was like, guys, you forget Yinsen's in Iron Man 3. Does not change what we've said since Iron Man 1. That he doesn't get the credit and love. Like, there's reverence for him, but there's also 2 minutes of screen time. Come on, like Yinsen.
They acknowledge, they filled in a thing of Yinsen saying, I met you.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean we have honored Yinsen.
It doesn't mean we've honored. It doesn't mean Tony's said anything fucking publicly to be like, because I'm Yinsen.
This is how I'm here.
It's a big reason why he's here. Like, no one knows the great Yinsen in the public. He just like stayed hush.
We just gave context to Yinsen. And then I would say character surprised you the most. It's between Killmonger, who in the comic books is a character literally named Man-Ape. And he's very thinly written and not exactly like, full of this rich philosophy. I would say Killmonger is one of the great villains of the MCU because he's kind of like American ideals, and you really feel that from an outside perspective. I think when you can see your flaws in another character, it changes things, and Killmonger does that. And then I would say Sentry, because in the comics, I like Sentry when Paul Jenkins writes him, his creator, but other people writing them, I've always felt he's very thin. He feels like, oh, look, what if Superman was also bad and good? And instead, Sentry and Thunderbolts really felt like that first arc, and I actually like Sentry better now, retroactively because of the movie. So Sentry's been my most, oh shit, they actually did it. And then Killmonger was like the first time that happened, where I was like, Man-Ape? Is this intellectual?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Man, they should have just stuck with Man-Ape.
Yeah,
I think that would have gone down wonderful.
Michael B. Jordan's career, bigger than ever. You'd think he's doing well now if he'd played Man-Ape.
Wow. What a fucking...
70s were crazy, dude.
What a name. Oh, shit. Pavel Kaczmarek. So I remember loving the Mandarin twist when I watched it for the first time, but I never read any of the Iron Man comics. When I saw what they did to Lex Luthor and Bivs, a character I did have a relationship with, John Shea, for the win, it made me retroactively dislike the twist because of how fans of the Mandarin character thought and said they were cheated. I need your expert opinion. Was it a really massive betrayal of lore and legacy to do this with the Mandarin, or was it just a case of artistic liberty not going over as well with the fans as the creators would have wanted? Do you think the backlash was the reason we finally got introduced to the real Mandarin, or was it always going to be the case?
It was definitely the reason.
So we talked kind of extensively about it during the actual experience, so can I slightly recontextualize the question to you, Coy? would you say that Wenwu in Shang-Chi is accurate to the Mandarin in the comics, or did they really just kind of still, even in that case, do their own thing?
They still did their own. They humanized him. I mean, he's a very mustache-twirling villain.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's not very good. I think that both are better. And so I think Shang-Chi made a closer approximation better, and I think this one poked at it. But I also think
they had an Asian bad guy villain with the rings. That was the Mandarin.
But also, like, all the propaganda stuff. Like, I think this was really smart to do it, especially as a commentary on a warmonger hero. Like, you need to see all these parallels of, like, what Iron Man could have been. Even making the girlfriend that he should have given more of the time of the day. He says, like, you're the greatest woman I've ever met. And then he quantifies it. That could have been, if he was grown up, a more serious relationship. And same with the Mandarin. Like, that's a piece of propaganda that is a kind of a cause because of Iron Man ignoring these problems even then. So I think it really works for an Iron Man film.
Yeah.
So I like it.
I agree. Everyone's telling me he's a fucking Mandarin expert.
I know. The 7 people that love the Mandarin were very upset.
That's what I loved. That's what I loved about that. I was upset too. I'm like, I'm only upset because I heard
I
he
read
was
on the
the
internet
rival.
I should care.
I mean, the trailers really set him up to be like,
But that's
cool.
it's propaganda.
I know, it's cool.
It's layers.
I think when you've accepted it, it's much easier. I mean, some people love it right off the bat. Hannah? At this point in your rewatch, is there a different MCU core Avenger that you wish had taken the lead in the MCU as far as hitting 3 solo films? I love Iron Man as the core of the Avengers and his arc, but I think it would have been interesting to have Hawkeye or Black Widow have their own solo films or buddy cup style team up film in Budapest before we hit an Iron Man 3.
Contracts are a thing. I think, the first film after Avengers, I think
Momentum is also a thing.
Yeah, I think this is the one that deserves the $1 billion. I don't love Captain Marvel. I hope I do more the next time, but that movie would not have made $1 billion if it wasn't after an Avengers film. This film following Avengers is what's going to happen after There's always a what's going to happen after Avengers moment. I think Iron Man's earned it. So I think Iron Man 3 was the right move. I'd love to have seen a Black Widow Hawkeye. I was thinking actually during this, I was thinking woke thoughts. I was thinking, whoa, 6 movies, all dudes, where's the ladies? And I actually was like, wait, it's pretty crazy. It took like 15.
Yeah.
And so I do think there is, something to be learned there. I haven't seen Supergirl as of filming this, but I love that Superman is such a thing they're making important to the DCU, and the next film is Supergirl because that's really early. I haven't seen it, but it's really cool that girls are going to be identifying because what I think they learned from the MCU is there was like 5 years where a bunch of very stupid masturbating boys were like, well, as soon as they made the MCU a girl brand, it really like if they'd started by having Black Widow, who was clearly essential from the beginning, have a movie, then those people would have had less ground to stand on. And it was never about that. And so I think the DC universe having a very important character to DC Comics earlier is an asset to kind of quiet that early.
That's true. Good point. We have several more questions. We only have time for one more. I apologize, but we can only take one more right now. We're already cutting it really tight. So that's my fault. Let's just end it off with Maurice Gray Jr. Powerful movie. What did you think of the forced partnership between Tony and Harley Keener? He sought Peter Parker out, but he was forced by circumstance to work with this kid. Did their story arc work for you? Forced partnership. I didn't find it forced. I thought that was great.
I thought it was. I mean, he's forced in the situation.
Yeah,
like he's,
I don't know if he's saying it as like an insulting.
Yeah,
he says
I don't
powerful
think so.
movie. Like, with a forced partner.
No, I think he was saying the situation. He was trapped.
I totally read it like in a cynical way. Yeah, no, I thought that was this highlights like if you're looking at the arc, especially actually I didn't think about it till right now, but if you're looking at this arc of a guy who's in the first and second movie dealing with being in the shadow of his father, this is the first time you get to see him actually the shades of what he can be like as a father, even though he's like sardonic and kind of talks with a little potty mouth to the kid. You see how much like that love starts to pierce through and that care really comes through. And then it's also establishing the love that he has for Pepper in a different way where he's willing to sacrifice a lot of things for Pepper. So I think as a complete arc without him having to like have a baby all of a sudden, it does a really good job at family cementing him down to, even though, Ultron will come and then Civil War and that's going to change that up. I thought what they did here for like a trilogy, that's a really great way to do it. And I love their chemistry.
I'm really excited that we're going to watch Endgame within months of Iron Man. Man 3. Like, because of how we're watching all these so close, I think it'll be really cool to have that recent feeling of him paternal when he has a family.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
I think it'll color that in. I'm not sure if that's what you're saying, but I feel like we get a dot, dot, dot.
Yeah.
Like, we get the ellipses of how he would have been as a parent because of this.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved it. Coy loves it. We all love it. We're all in a good place. Now I'm excited to watch Thor: The Dark World, a movie I do not remember at all, except the only thing I do remember is that Loki doesn't die.
Their relationship's great. I defend this movie, but it's definitely a low point to date.
And somehow the mom dies, but I don't have a scene in my head.
Oh, that's good.
But I know she dies.
Yes.
Because Endgame reminded me of that several times.
Lethal Weapons, Rene Russo. We'll continue our Shane Black journey
Oh,
next week.
All right, I'll see you guys. Thanks for being here.
Bye.